Hello friends, welcome. We are dealing with experiments related to operational amplifier and linear ICs. In the previous session, we discussed the inverting and non-inverting mode operation of an op-amp. Today, we will be dealing with op-amp as a comparator, and in that, we will discuss schematic trigger. We can find some similarities between schematic trigger and non-inverting amplifier circuit. The changes are: previously the inverting input terminal was grounded through resistance and feedback was given from pin number 6 to pin number 2. You can call a negative feedback. But here you can see in the circuit diagram, the input is applied at inverting input terminal, that is pin number 2, and one resistance R1 is used between pin number 6 to pin number 3, and one more resistor R2 is connected from the point of 6 and 3 and to ground. Now the voltage across this resistance, I'll call it as VA, will be our voltage value depending on what the output changes. The schematic trigger is also known as a regenerative comparator. It produces a square wave and it generates a square based on the positive feedback. As you can see, part of the output is connected back to the input at the non-inverting input terminal. Now the feedback voltage VA is applied to non-inverting input terminal. In this circuit, the op-amp compares the potentials at two input terminals. You can see in the waveform that the output shifts from positive V saturation to negative V saturation and negative V saturation to positive V saturation, and cycle continues. Say when the input is greater than VA, in such case output shifts from minus V saturation to plus V saturation. Okay, and when the input is less than VA, then output shifts from plus V saturation to minus V saturation. The voltage at which the output changes from plus V saturation to minus V saturation, that is at this point, we call it as UTP, upper threshold point. Similarly, the input voltage at which the output shifts from minus V saturation to plus V saturation, that is this point, we call as LTP, lower threshold point. You can set any value for UTP and LTP. Depending on that, you design the circuit, you get the values for R1 and R2, then check for the output voltage. Practically, you will be getting approximately same UTP and LTP as you have theoretically calculated. Now, the schematic trigger operation can be viewed with the output versus input plane. We call it as hysteresis loop. It looks like this figure. Here, the x-axis is V in, y-axis is V naught, and you will get this kind of waveform where this side is LTP, in our case it is minus 2, the other side it is UTP, in our case it is 4, and this on y-axis the values indicates about the saturation values, plus and minus V saturation. Now we will conduct this experiment and we will check for the waveforms as well as the output versus input graph on the CRO. Now this is the circuit of schematic trigger on the breadboard. So we have used one resistance to which input is connected from the signal generator, and that resistor is connected to pin number 2. Pin number 3 is one resistance we have used and it is connected to ground. Other resistance, it is connected between pin number 6 to pin number 3. So it is a positive feedback loop. As usual, the dual power supply is used, of which plus VCC is connected to pin number 7, minus VEE is connected to pin number 4, and common is connected at ground level of the breadboard. At pin number 6, we have taken out and connected to channel 2 of the DSO. Channel 1 is connected to the input terminal, that is at pin number 2, to get both the waveforms on the same DSO simultaneously. So let me remind you, we have assumed UTP and LTP as plus 4 volt and minus 2 volt respectively. You can change those values and using the formula for UTP and LTP, calculate R1 and R2 values. By changing the resistance values in the circuit, you will be able to get different UTP and LTPs on the CRO. Now the yellow indicates the sine wave, that is the input, and blue indicates the output. You can see from figure, in general it is a square wave producer. But the things to be noted are at which point the plus VCC is shifting to the minus VCC, and at what point it is shifting back to minus V saturation to plus V saturation. And let me remind you, V saturation will be nearly about 1 volt less than VCC or VEE. So in our case, we have used 12 volt. So V saturation will be nearly equal to 11 volt and minus 11 volt respectively. Now how to measure the UTP? This is the UTP point when the V saturation is shifting to the minus V saturation, and this minus V saturation to plus V saturation, this we will call it as a LTP. Now we will measure what is the voltage value at this point. So I will bring to the other side. So the measured value here is, this is 1, 2 bit, that is 1.4 multiplied by 2, around 2.8 we are getting. So theoretically UTP was 4, but practically we are getting as 2.8. Similarly, we will check for the LTP, and LTP is nearly, this is 1 multiplied by 2, it is minus 2 volt. So we are getting UTP as 2.8 volt and LTP as minus 2 volt. By changing the resistance values, you can get the different values of UTP and LTP. So in this circuit, I will show you one thing. If I remove the feedback resistance, that is the resistance which is connected between pin number 6 and pin number 2, you can see the waveforms are similar to ZCD. It is the square wave, that is the output is shifting between plus V saturation to minus V saturation and minus V saturation to plus V saturation at 0 crossings. So if you use a feedback resistance between pin number 6 and pin number 3, it will act as an schematic trigger. Otherwise, it acts as a 0 crossing detector. It detects the input voltage whenever it crosses the reference level 0 volt. With this experiment, we can conclude that the op amp can be used as an comparator. Thank you.